Survive Space Attack has 2 to 4 players trying to help their crew members escape a space station during an alien attack. Stronghold Games provided this in exchange for an honest review. Place queens on spaces with queen symbols. Shuffle the station tiles, then create the space station within the white border. Put the cannons on the blue reactor tiles. Players choose a colored crew, then take 2 escape pods. Player 1 places 1 crew member, then player 2 goes, and so on. Only 1 crew member can be on a tile, at least at the start. Once crew have been placed, continue by placing escape pods. These are shared by the group. One thing, crew members have a number on the bottom. You cannot peek at these numbers during the game, so try to remember them. At the end, your score will be the total number of rescued crew, plus 1 point for each jump point used. There are 4 tile types in terms of thickness and back art: gray cargo base, red habitats, green bridges, and blue reactors. After your turn, remove one of the thinnest remaining tiles. Any crew on it become drifters in open space. When you remove a tile, secretly peek at the back. Reds are played during the movement phase and usually involve moving crew or creatures. Yellows are played outside of your turn and usually involve moving a creature that attacks you. Blues are played after rolling the creature die and usually evolve creatures. Green tile backs are played immediately and add creatures or ships. Late in the game, they show black holes and the core breach, which immediately ends the game. Some remove tiles add escape pods to the board. Fighters are added the same way. There are fewer fighters, they hold only a single crew member, and can move any distance in a straight line. They can pass through ships, but cannot end their turn in the same space as one. If a fighter runs into a creature, capture all creatures on that space and end movement. There are other rules, but this gives you a general idea. There are 3 types of creatures. Queens can move a maximum of 1 space and destroy drifters, or any ship with crew. Warriors can move a maximum of 3 spaces and can destroy any ship with crew. Crew on destroyed ships become drifters. Spawns can move a maximum of 2 spaces and destroy drifters. The point of the game is to get your crew, one way or another, to these jump points. First, move to one of the adjacent stargates. Standard movement rules apply for stargates and jump points. Remember earlier when I said ships can't occupy the same space? You'll need to move these empty ships away from stargates to get your ships there. I didn't show you board B on the back, but it has a different layout. You can play different maps or try your own. There are also additional challenges near the back of the rulebook. Move your crew, especially your valuable ones, and avoid creatures on your way to the jump points. That's Survive Space Attack. Survive Space Attack should be played on a dining table. The board is bigger than the average 4-fold board, and even with small player areas, you'll need space to store the supply. Setup is pretty long in this game, but including setup and takedown, our games are 60 to 90 minutes depending on map and challenge scenario. There's no reading, and math is simple addition during endgame scoring. The rules aren't especially complex, and while there's a medium amount of icons, they're fairly straightforward, and the rulebook has a reference. You might want to scan and print extra copies of it so you're not always passing the rulebook around. I'd say experienced 8-year-olds will be fine, and possibly even some 7-year-olds. The creature movement rules are printed on the board, which is helpful. We used board B in our 3rd game of Survive Space Attack and played the Jacob's Ladder layout. Dad immediately surrounded Mom with alien ships. He later explained that he was hoping she'd retreat, then he'd hop onto the escape pod as it passed by. Anyhow, I swiftly hightailed it to get some crew to the nearest jump point. Mom was frustrated and took it out on us. She trapped and attacked me in one corner, making me a drifter. I made a deal with Dad where he'd let me take a fighter, but I had to move a ship out of the jump point. Mom dumped one of my crew off a tile, and I used the fighter to save one of my crew, walking Dad. Because of all the action, we didn't know how close we were to the end. Mom triggered the explosion. Boom. All 3 of us were tied at 21, but I won the tiebreaker. Survive Space Attack has a double-sided board. Depending on how you lay out board B, it can be incredibly difficult. I love this. This adds loads of variety, and it, plus the layouts and challenges, add replayability. Part of the challenge comes with the nastiness. The game often starts rather peacefully because nobody wants to destroy escape pods. Soon though, you don't care if even one of your crew members is on one because two of your opponents' crew are also there. You could try to play this game entirely peacefully, but I don't think it would be fun. The tile removal reminds me of Rescue Polar Bears. Icebergs melt randomly in that game. Here, players get to choose. Adds a different type of tension because you're trying to predict what players will do and trying to mess them up. The meeples are super cool and easy to tell apart and pick up. Crew members fit in little ships. It's so cute. Unfortunately, the crew colors aren't colorblind friendly. I like how the jump points and stargates have unique art. It's a little thing, but it's a nice touch. Survive Space Attack is a fun, mean game that offers variety each play because of the random tiles. Players looking for more can flip the board and try different layouts and or challenges, or even create their own. People who hate nastiness and randomness will hate this. People who played Rescue Polar Bears and thought, I wish these bears were trying to eat us and that I could drown my fellow players, will love this.